そして私の婚約者の証でもあるわ。言ったでしょ、そういうルールだって。
でも私女ですけど。
水星ってお堅いのね。こっちじゃ全然ありよ。よろしくね、花婿さん。
That's up for interpretation.
未来の夫としてこれからは厳しくしていく。お前はおとなしく俺のものになればいいんだよ。
Have a taste of my slap of interpretation. Side effects include a burning ass and a heaping dose of ambiguity. I interpret that as two positively and negatively charged ions colliding together. They just happen to look like two girls hugging.
なんて？
デートするって
色ボケ。
Whoa, let's not jump the gun here. First, we have to start with what it really means to have sex. There's just so many ways that it can be interpreted.
結婚したらデートできません。
Yeah, but what does it really mean to be married? Aren't we all just these cluster of atoms floating through this great expansive universe looking for the answers to the deepest questions in life, such as why are we here, where are we going, and what is a marriage? These will always be the most interpretive, thought-provoking questions.
私は必ずここを脱出して地球に行く。あんたはそれまで花婿でいて。
Don't you mean you just have to play my interpretive person, parentheses, often male, that may or may not be romantic in nature, often leading to an obscure traditional celebration that may or may not be a binding of multiple parties role?
肥料ここに置きます。
持ってきて。
入ってよいですか？
いいよ。
私たち親友ってこと？
はあ？
すみません。
What is friend?
でも誰も手伝ってくれなくて。
じゃあうちの寮来る？いや
全然嬉しいです。いいんですか？ダメ。ミオリネさん、そいつは敵よ。敵？
御三家の連中はね。
I tell ya, that hand placement alone is open to so much interpretation. For example, is it trying to scratch an itch? Is it trying to keep Soletta from falling on top of a landmine? Is it cosplaying as Thing from the Addams Family? So many interpretations.
スレッタ、あんた何考えてんのよ。エランとデートなんて。
Yeah, how dare you go on an interpretive outing behind my back? Dare I say, it would almost be on the border of maybe perhaps reaching the possible extent of coming close to the theoretical concept of cheating.
スレッタ、ロミジュリったら許さないからね。
Yeah, everyone knows that R&J is open to interpretation. That's what makes it such a literary classic to this day.
何よ。
とっくに許してたんだなって。
あいつが負けたら花嫁の私が困るの。
Don't you mean you'll be in trouble as her interpretive person, parentheses, often female, that may or may not be romantic in nature, often leading to an obscure traditional celebration that may or may not be a binding of multiple parties?
エランさんに何もないなんてことは絶対にないです。
そうだね。おかしいね。
いいの？私は理解ある花嫁なの。
Don't you mean that you're an understanding, interpretive person, parentheses, often female, that may or may not be romantic in nature, often leading to an obscure traditional celebration that may...
なぜあなたがミオリネ様？
決まってるでしょ。あの子の花嫁だからよ。
Don't you mean that you're that girl's interpretive person, parentheses, often female, that may or may not be romantic in nature, often leading to an obscure...
待ってください。ミオリネさん。
守るわよ。私があんたを。
Well, that's up for interpretation.
私がどうかした？
ミオリネさん。あ、私はミオリネさんのことを信じてます。
うっとうしい。
And so interpretive. Why are you being so interpretive right now, Soletta? You interpretive hussy.
やりたいことリスト。部活みたいで。
バーカ。遊びじゃないって。
No, this is all for interpretation. And you're an idiot.
私いなくてもいいってことですか？
そうね。
ですよね。そうでした。私一人
人で勘違いして。
There's no such things as wrong ideas when you got good old interpretation on your side.
そっちミオリネさんの温室ですよね。
花嫁の暴走を止めてやれ。
Ah, jeez. Don't you mean talk some sense into your interpretive person, parentheses, often female, that may or may not be romantic in nature, often lead...
今ミオリネを守れるのは花婿の君だけだ。
Ah. Don't you mean the only one that can protect Miorine is you? Her interpretive person, parentheses, often male, that may or may not be romantic in nature?
花婿ならお嫁さんを信じます。
Oh, for Christ's sake. Don't you mean...
笑い事じゃねえぞ。お前も遠くなる側だから。
そんなことないです。
うわ、言うね。制裁の自信ってやつだな。
妻じゃないです。婿です。
Fuck! Shit! Son of a... Taste my little...
私の言うこと信じられないの？
信じます。私花婿ですから。
Nothing like shooting the old revolver to get all that pesky stress out of my system. Anyway, what'd I miss?
ミオリネさんやめなさい。助けに来たよミオリネさん。
なんで笑ってるの？人殺し。
Hey, come on. That's debatable. He might not be completely dead.
おはようございます。
ずっと待ってたの？
いえ、さっき来たところです。
Well, I, for one, have no reason to interpret that any differently.
ありがとうございます。でもごめんなさい。私にも今大切な人がいるんです。
You mean you have someone preciously interpretive?
ずっと隣にいたいって今度は私から言わなくちゃって。一緒に指輪買って式も挙げて二人とも最高のドレス着て。だから私を選んでください。
Oh my god. There's so much interpretation to unpack here. I'm just pulling my hair out at the thought of interpreting all that interpretation.
あいつは俺の婚約者だ。今さら合わせると思うか。
私ちゃんとお話ししたいんです。
Wait, is that up for interpretation? I forgot how this works.
ミオリネさんとまっすぐ。
I love Heart to Heart by Kenny Loggins. La 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 interpretation la 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 interpretation
Score 5クリア。
Gesundheit.
あんたもスレッタもエリクトも私たち家族になるんだから。
Yeah, one big interpretive family.
ミオリネさんさっさと返事しなさいよ。バカ。
I interpret that with so much interpretation that even my interpreter couldn't interpret it with every single interpreting cell in his body.
You couldn't fool your mother on the foolingest day of your life if you had an electrified fooling machine.
いいの？
何が？
素直じゃないね。
うるさい。
小獣度のアドバイスは尊重してほしいな。
My sister-in-law would have said that your advice is up for interpretation, and she might not even be my sister-in-law, because that's also up for interpretation. I sure wish I knew how they got those rings. Think of all the interpretive possibilities.
皆さん、帰りましょう。はい、私お腹空いちゃいました。私も。
You know what? This might sound like the craziest thing, but I think I interpret that they actually aren't hungry for food, but hungry for each other.